So on the last video, we purchased some dragon stones. We are here at Uncle Stu's Smoke and Vape, and we're going to be scaping that 125 that I keep teasing you guys with. It's the one with dragon stones, cherry barbs. I've added some honey garamis and some other species scents, but we'll get to that on the next video. Alright, so if you're repurposing, you want to make sure that you clean that tank out really well before you start scaping. After that, you want to make sure that you level the surface, make sure the tank is nice and even, because once you start scaping with those dragon stones, the sand, I mean, that thing is going to be glued to the ground. I will be using regular black paint. I like the contrast that it has with dragonstone and also the fish, the plants. It just really gives the scape depth. It makes it look bigger than what it is. It draws your eye to the scape as opposed to over the scape, if that makes any sense. So we're gonna finesse that black right on the back. You're probably thinking that I have a plan with the stones, and I do have a color palette plan, but I don't have a placement plan. I just start putting the stones in the tank, and then the vision just slowly starts trickling in and coming to life. I'm placing my aqua soil inside these little mesh bags that I get off of Amazon. So this right here gives me the height that I need while I'm scaping. It also helps me hold the stones in place. These mesh bags do a great job at locking that aqua soil so it doesn't surface at a later date. Now you want to grab a medium-sized pebble. This is just a personal preference. It works. This method is just like my favorite. Make sure you're covering everything. All the veins, in between all of the stones, every nook, every cranny you see, just put pebbles in it. And just finesse it around. Just make sure you're filling up every single crevice. Using my paintbrush, I'm going to finesse the pebbles upwards into the scape. You want to lock everything into place and add your detail stones at this point. You want to lock in that dragon stone and make sure that all those nooks and crannies are not exposed anymore. They don't even exist. Make any adjustments that you need to make now. You'll thank me later. Once you fill this thing up with plants and water, this is just not an option. And here we have that red flint sand that we picked up at SR Aquaristic. Wow, I pronounced that right. I couldn't lift it myself, so I'm having Brian pour it to a little container so I can finesse it. I would have had him just pour it straight in, but he just didn't know exactly where I wanted it, and I'm super picky about this. Now for me, I like a low profile in the front and a high, thick profile in the back. The reason being, it creates depth and it makes that scape look bigger than what it actually is. Using my paintbrush, I do the same thing that I did with the pebble. I just finesse the sand, level it all out, and just get it to those areas where I want it. Now we're just leveling. After I've covered it with sand, pebbles, I grab that paintbrush and then I start cleaning it off very delicately, exposing all of the vein, all the detail work. It's truly a very romantic process, if you will. I don't know, at least it is for me. I'm going to be grabbing some more of those detail stones and finessing those in the scape around. Like, oh, this is coming out so beautiful. Smaller pebbles for more detail on top of the sand. This is also a personal preference, but I feel like giving it this smaller size pebble right next to such a aggressive big stone, it just softens it up. It really makes it look real. It gives it more depth. And the key word here in this scape is depth. We're trying to achieve depth and making the scape look bigger than what it actually is. Even though it is 127 gallons, the biggest scape that I've ever done. On the next episode, I'd like you to meet some of the friends that I've made here and the owner of the shop, Uncle Stu. He's truly amazing. But we'll save the shop and Uncle Stu for a little bit later. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next video.